Hello, and welcome to a new series I'm starting called Let's Talk About. In this series, I will go through the allegiance list of a Starless Clan and talk about every single character. I will analyze them, say my opinion on them, and talk about my hopes for them in the future. I know this series will be a lot like Moon Kitty's talking videos, but when I first came up with this idea, I didn't think about that she already had this series. Sometimes I will have to talk about multiple characters at once, like in this video. If a character dies while the series is still going on, they'll simply be skipped over. There are two exceptions for this. Number 1, the script is already being written or has already been recorded. And number 2, the character was important to the story. This is why Curlfeather is in the first Let's Talk About video. After this, I will go in the order of the allegiance list. If the order of the allegiance list changes, I will go in the order of the latest one. For example, currently Bumblestripe is in order under Lilyheart, but if Nightheart takes that place next book, he'll get a video first. The video order will also go in order of rank, so the apprentices won't get videos until every warrior has one. And like I said before, there will be times where I have multiple cats in one video, either because there isn't much to talk about each of them, or because they're very relevant in each other's stories. You'll probably see that most of these videos will be of siblings. So with all of this out of the way, let's start. So the reason I'm starting with Curlfeather is because she'll so far be the only cat in this entire video series to break the no dead cat rule. So it's easiest to do her first, as there is a risk I might forget her considering she'd otherwise be almost last in this series. And the reason I'm including Podlight in this video here is because he doesn't have much story on his own, so it only makes sense to put him in the video with his sister. Curlfeather and Podlight are the kids of Duskfur, and though the father isn't confirmed, the fandom and Kate Carey seems to have accepted that it's Reed Whisker. They first appear in Misty Star's Omen, and seem to be a couple moons old. This would probably make them born in or shortly before the 4th apprentice. This would make them around 6 years old as of River. But outside of Misty Star's Omen, they don't appear much. They're not mentioned in the main series until A Vision of Shadows, and even then they barely appear. Podlight goes on a patrol with a dead guy and a nobody in Shattered Sky, and he has a short argument with Rowan Star in Darkest Night. After that, he has one minor mention per book in the last 2 books of the arc, and then he was never mentioned in the Broken Code. Curlfeather has one long appearance in the bonus scene of River of Fire when she becomes sick with a sickness that is spreading in RiverClan. Then she's mentioned to have become a mother to 3 kids in Lost Stars. The kids are only assigned genders and aren't given physical appearances until the latest book, River. And speaking of River, we should get to that book now, as their most major appearances are in that book. When Reed Whisker is missing, Podlight just assumes he's lost and will come back. He volunteers to be leader of the clan until Reed Whisker is found, but Mallownose doesn't like that. He later advocates for Mothwing and Frostpaw to lead instead. Now Curlfeather, being Frostpaw's mother, plays a much bigger role in the book than Podlight. She cares about her kids and misses her mate J-Claw, who died a few months prior to River. When Reed Whisker dies, she's one of the cats on the patrol who finds his body. When Frostpaw is worried about the badger claw marks on Reed Whisker, Curlfeather assures her it isn't badger wounds. She's then appointed leader after Frostpaw gets a sign of a curled feather, and she goes to the moon pool to get her 9 lives from StarClan. But before she gets there, they're attacked by dogs, and she dies saving Frostpaw, and with her last words warns her to trust no cat. But another thing she and Podlight are known for is one of the more popular theories on Reed Whisker's death. That being, the last patrol who was with him murdered him. Curlfeather and Podlight were both on that patrol, and with Curlfeather's last words, it's not weird to be a bit suspicious. When reading the wiki, I also saw that Curlfeather was the one who suggested Frostpaw should go to her den in the scene where she finds that star-shaped leaf in her nest. But what do you think? Comment down below. Right now, I find Curlfeather very interesting, and I wonder how they will keep her relevant. I think they could develop Podlight a bit more. As of what I hope happens in the future, I hope they don't use Curlfeather's ghost too much. Maybe have her spirit be missing or something. Just anything that prevents her from just telling Frostpaw what the hell is going on. 'Cause trust me, she knows what the hell is going on. I hope they make Podlight a more relevant character. He's Frostpaw's uncle, so there's no reason for him to be as irrelevant as he is. I'd like if he slowly started speaking out more and stronger against the changes to the code, until Frostpaw finally gets suspicious and wonders if Reed Whisker's death really was an accident. And that's the first video of Let's Talk About. Remember that there may be changes to the series in the future, as it's only the first time of at least 80. Yeah, this will be a long series. And remember, I'm not trying to copy Moonkitty, and accusing me will result in a timestamp. So that's all I really have to say. The next Let's Talk About video will be about Bramblestar, so hope you look forward to it. Bye.